So today I was, doing my route, and I'll either listen to some music, listen to some kind of teaching on the radio, on YouTube, or whatever, okay? And I came across Charlie Kirk, and he was talking about the Minneapolis shooter at the Catholic Church. And I was like, which one is this? And I didn't realize it was today. So I kind of researched it, looked it up. Now, I've been kicked out of Calvary of Albuquerque because one day they wanted to search my bag, and I had my gun on me, okay? I had my gun in my bag because the clothes I was wearing was too tight, so I decided to put it in my backpack, okay? Now, people could talk shit about that all they want, but it was in a holster, it's secure, no different than being in a woman's purse, okay? Ironically, they searched my backpack, but they do not search my wife's purse, which is kind of funny because my wife carries her gun with her too, okay? Everywhere we go, I've made videos on this. The reason I carry my gun with me everywhere I go, whether it's legal or not, okay? If I could get away with it, I'm carrying it with me. Unless there are metal detectors or wanding or searching, anything like that, it's on me, okay? This is why. Because of times like this, where as a gun owner, and I hope to God this never happens, but if it does, I hope that I've got the courage and I'm brave enough to back up my words by saying, first, I will defend myself to keep myself alive so I could defend my wife. After that, everybody else is a distant second. But I will be there, and I will defend if I have to, and if that means me possibly losing my life, I will put my life in jeopardy and possibly get killed, dying, trying to stop somebody from killing more people, okay? Like I said, it's easy to say that now, and I hope if it ever happened, in the heat of the moment, I hope I got what it takes to go down with a fight. Okay? This is why I carry my gun. People, I was stopped one time by this family. They're all sitting there eating, and this big old black dude comes up to me and he's like, "Man, what are you doing carrying your gun? This is it was some kind of I almost said Cracker Barrel. It was an all-you-can-eat Golden Corral. You got kids in here, man. What are you carrying your gun in here for? Because there's been shootings in restaurants. There's been shootings in fast food places. There was a shooting where somebody opened up the door to a fast food while two cops were inside eating and started popping off rounds, okay? Susan Hupp, look her up, okay? She was sitting in a diner that didn't allow guns, and so you know what she did? Because she's a law-abiding citizen, she left her gun in her car. A guy came in and started shooting the place up, and she said that her mother was shot and killed. Had she had her gun on her, she was in line of sight of the shooter and could have taken the shooter out if she had her gun on her. She said she went to reach into her purse, grab her gun, and she realized she left it in the car because the cafe didn't allow guns. A lot of people died. Okay, let's talk about and I'm horrible with my memory is bad. Okay, the guy that was at the mall, he had X amount of rounds. They said I think up to like 1,000 rounds, and he planned on killing a lot of people at the mall. One person brave enough to take a shot. I can't remember how many feet away it was, but I remember it being about the length of the food court, at Coronado Mall in Albuquerque, okay? So the length of a food court, just picture that in a typical mall, okay? He shot and killed the shooter. You know what CNN said? You know what Whoopi Goldberg said? Isn't carrying a gun in the mall illegal? What was he doing with a gun in the mall? Really? He killed a freaking mass shooter, and you're worried about a freaking misdemeanor carrying a gun at the mall. That's what CNN is worried about. The good guy carrying a gun and shooting the bad guy. That's what they're worried about. So, I'm sick of the fucking liberal left crying and bitching about guns. Because guess what? If more people carried their guns with them and it was known, guaranteed there'd be less shootings. Bad guys do not like being shot back at. Okay? And that's a guaranteed fact. Bad guys do not like being shot back at. They like going into places that they know there's no guns and then just shoot them like fucking sitting ducks. So do not bitch about me carrying my gun with me everywhere I go. I'm sick of the liberal left. It's disgusting. You know, if you want to have your beliefs and whatever the case might be, fine, so be it. We all have different opinions. But when you start blaming the good guys and saying that they're the problem, come on, be better. You know, and I love how CNN does not mention that it was a transgender person. And why does that matter? Because by definition, in science books, which is now they're trying to remove it, being transgender was considered a mental illness, okay? You look at these people and they usually on some kind of medication for mental illness. You know, I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of this shit. If you have a firearm, learn how to use it. Learn how to clear rooms. Go to training. I did. I've learned how to clear rooms. I've learned how to shoot. I've learned how to do quick draws. I've learned a lot of tactical stuff, and I love it. And I'm glad I have it, because if something ever goes down, I will be there. You know, around the house, I'll have my gun on my hip. And I just do a quick draw, just to get that muscle memory down. Quick draw. I always know where and how to grab my firearm. I always do a quick draw with nobody in the house and nothing in the chamber, and everything's clear. Okay? But I practice all the time. Makes me sick, the liberal left.